On my way to the opera, I met an incredible and inspiring artist on Facebook, and today I would like you to meet the incredible Evi Anca! Woo!
Evi studied psychology. However, in her daily life, Evi is an artist and an environmental activist. And when these two worlds meet in Evi's mind and heart, we receive an incredibly beautiful and inspiring art.
I'm Evi. I live in Israel and I studied psychology. As an artist, I use various mediums such as photography, drawing, and sculpting with trash that I collect at the beaches and sometimes in construction sites in the street to raise awareness about plastic pollution, environmental issues, and endangered species.
The first piece I saw by Evi was a 2-meter colorful seahorse, which is absolutely breathtaking, and the fact that it's made of waste just blew my mind.
My seahorse is called the seahorse because he's swimming in a sea of plastic. These are very small animals and people mostly don't talk about them regarding plastic pollution. You will hear sea turtles and whales, but seahorses are small and tiny, but they live in our coral reefs and they're also affected by plastic pollution. Now the seahorse is standing in the coral world in Eilat, and it's right there at the entrance, so you can go and see it.
Evi started creating trash art about 3 years ago, and at around the same time she became a co-director of Plastic Free Israel.
I met Stav Friedman, which started Plastic Free Israel. We started doing beach cleanups together, and all the trash we found was all of a sudden so colorful and looked like amazing, like very bad, but amazing material for me to work with and that I can keep away from the ocean.
So after you had the beach cleanups and you come back home with bags of trash, what do you do with them?
Well, first of all, I wash them, or at least try. A lot of it is sand and just dirt and dust that I take off so I can actually work with them and don't get too dirty and who knows what's on it. After I'm washing them, I'm sorting them to different sizes, colors, and shapes. And I'm trying to organize them, but as you can see, it's not easy because I have such a huge variety of things. So it's a process.
Evi invited me to her studio where I found an entire world of beautiful creativity and colorful waste.
A lot of the plastic waste that I find is very colorful and in most cases in very good condition. And this is really sad because a lot of those things are treated as single use even though they're not meant to be single use. And sometimes people even think that I buy plastics and put them into my art. But the truth is that I find all of it on the beaches as waste. And usually in my art I use the plastics that are more broken, but even if I use the ones that are in good condition, it has a strong saying about our consumption habits and the way we treat our belongings and what is really our value to the things that we buy so cheap.
It is so surprising and even shocking to see the variety of plastic waste that Evi finds and keeps for her artworks. Anything from straws.
The straws will go to my straws bucket. Fishing lines. This might be used for fishing or for kite. And this is dangerous for animals.
Pens, sunglasses, balloons, toothbrushes.
Because a lot of the toothbrushes are made from two materials, silicone and plastic, those two materials together are making it much harder to recycle. Beach toys. Don't leave them on the beach. Most of the beach toys are marine animals, and then they just end up eating those beach toys.
Sea turtle, beach crab, a leaf, octopus.
Sadly, all those marine animals are suffering from plastic pollution, and it's ironic that we find them all as trash on the beach.
Other toys.
I think whenever I can donate toys, I'm just giving them away. I can give them away to kindergarten.
And she even has a collection of vintage waste that she found.
Special oldies are objects that I can actually find out how old they are through research. So what I usually look for is text on the trash, or sometimes you can see some growth, some sort of growth on them. It shows that it's also been out there for a while.
So actually some creatures are building things on these plastic things.
Yeah, this is an example of
Wow.
yeah, this is even pretty.
Wow.
And these are barnacles. This is probably from the 70s or 80s, and you can even see that something was chewing on it. So this bottle cap, I've never seen this before, and this is when I'm like, that might be an interesting archaeological finding of plastic. And I've been to the internet and did some research, and I found out that this company was active from the 60s in Israel, but the symbol on it, it's from a company, advertising company called Shamir Brothers, and they created this logo in 1961.
Wow.
Some people even say it's from the 50s, but I'm not sure. That only means that this is very old, and even like it's a woman on a cleaning product. This is very old school.
Very awesome.
We don't use women to advertise cleaning products anymore, right?
So Evi, you've created so many beautiful pieces of art from waste. What is your favorite one so far?
So my favorite one is Bat Nemo. Bat Nemo is made of cigarette butts, and as you can hear, the name has a double meaning. It's also Bat Nemo and also Bat Nemo, because we're polluting the ocean with all types of plastic, and cigarette butts are made of plastic, and this is not just plastic, it's toxic waste. And cigarette butts are the most common type of litter in the world. Each year, over 2 billion cigarette butts are littered in the environment. This is really important to me to bring this message across, because people still think it's okay to throw their cigarette butts on the floor. And Bat Nemo, I think he's also pretty, but he's also a bit shocking. It's got over 2,000 cigarette butts sewn on it with a needle and a thread. That took a long time to make, and it also smells very bad. But I think the message here is really, really powerful, and that's why I love him so much. You know, people are protecting themselves through the cigarette butts. They're trying to stop the chemicals, the carcinogenic chemicals in the cigarette from entering their bodies, but then they end up throwing it in the environment. So just imagine how ironic this is.
Evi is always working on her next piece to create waves of awareness and change. I was so lucky to see her in process, working on her next big piece.
So my next piece of art is a dolphin, another marine animal that is beautiful and very, very smart, and it's also affected by plastic pollution, overfishing, and a lot of more issues. We really need to bring those issues to awareness. I'm making the dolphin also from plastic waste, starting from the skeleton that I built with plastic pipes that I find in construction sites. Actually, a lot of those pipes are cheaper to buy than to store, and this is why in a lot of the construction sites they throw them away when they're done. It's a very good material for me to build strong and durable skeletons. I'm using plastic waste from agriculture, and then at the end I'm using plastic trash from beaches in all possible colors to make a nice looking dolphin and eye-catching, so that it can bring the message across. And that's it. I hope it will look nice when it's done.
How can we prevent this plastic pollution in our planet, in our world?
First of all, we can't prevent them because they're already here and they are here to stay, which is the sad part of it. But for the positive side, we can reduce. We can do all that we can to not add more into all those plastics that go into the ocean each year. People don't realize, but there is plastic in our bodies already. There's plastic in our poop. Yuck. But yeah, that's true. There's plastic in our lungs as well.
Really?
There's plastic in the air, in the water we drink. So if the plastic reaches the water we drink, how can it not be a part of our bodies already? And we don't know how that might affect human health. Just think of the world that you like to live in and be a part of making it happen. And also, like I say to everyone, you don't have to be perfect about it. Everything takes time, but every single change that you're doing to be better, remember that it's not just being better for the planet, because being better for the planet means being better for yourself and for the future generations and for maybe your kids. So remember that, and we can change.
Thank you so much, dearest Evi, for inviting me to your magical world of creativity and art, and for saving our planet. I wish you success and happiness, and I wish all of us a cleaner, plastic-free world.
Thank you for watching and spreading goodness. Woo!
Whenever you go to the beach, you can take a bag and collect some trash. That's gonna do good for sure. And maybe you'll make some art with it. Or give them to